KUAM TV8, first on Guam.
KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adai Itano program. Apply at matson.com and McDonald's of Guam. I'm loving it.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime.
A man was arrested Monday on suspicion of murder of his wife, who was stabbed 50 times.
Remembering the lives lost during the Tinta and Faha massacres. I'm Destiny Cruz-Langus. Tonight, we speak to one descendant who shares history carried through generations and her hope that remembering will lead us to enduring peace.
Over a dozen early campers are already lining up to grab a spot for the 81st Liberation Day Parade. I'm Mitsuki Hirayama with their stories coming up.
Good evening and Hafa Day, Guam. This is KUAM News Primetime. I'm Jason Salas, and these are tonight's top stories. And we begin our broadcast with a death investigation, which has now been classified as a homicide inquiry. Vince Edward Santos Yatar has been arrested of suspicion of murder of his wife, Diana Rose Lagman, who was found with over 50 stab wounds. As KUAM reported, the Guam Police Department received a report of an injured male at Sinahanya's gas station on July 13th. Officers arrived to find blood in the parking lot, but no victim. It wasn't until later that Yatar walked into GPD Central Precinct Command and told officers there was an injured woman in the vehicle parked outside. In the car on the passenger seat, police found Lagman unresponsive with multiple visible injuries. She was pronounced dead at 9:04 at the Guam Memorial Hospital by an ER physician, later identified as Yatar's wife. An autopsy did confirm she suffered more than 50 stab wounds, with her death ruled a homicide by Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Kenny Su. Yatar was treated at GMH and then booked and confined on July 14th. Charges include murder, aggravated assault, family violence, and use of a deadly weapon in a felony. GPD says the investigation is ongoing and anyone with information is urged to contact their Criminal Investigation Division or leave an anonymous tip at guam.crimestoppersweb.com. In other island news, this evening an inmate found dead inside Guam's Department of Corrections facility last month is now the focus of a homicide investigation. Corrections Director Fred Bordallo Jr. confirmed to KUAM News that Manuel Greg Ariola was found unresponsive inside the adult correctional facility over in Mingilao just after midnight on the 15th of June. Bordallo offered condolences to Ariola's family and said his agency is fully assisting with GPD in the ongoing homicide probe. Ariola was facing multiple charges of first-degree criminal sexual conduct with court documents detailing years of alleged abuse, including the rape of an 8-year-old girl. He was one of 4 individuals, which includes a teenager, charged in connection to a child rape case reported earlier this year. The Guam Police Department's Criminal Investigation Division is continuing to lead the case, and anyone once again with information that may lead to an arrest is urged to contact GPD or call 911. Moving on in our rundown, under the One Big Beautiful Bill, the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act has been expanded, but Guam, despite documented exposure to radiation, has been left out. Local advocates as well as lawmakers say this omission continues a long history of injustice, as Nevaeh Anderson explains in this next story.
From 1946 to 1958, the U.S. detonated 67 nuclear devices in the Marshall Islands. Though over 1,000 miles away, the fallout from these experiments reached Guam, contaminating food and water supplies, livestock, and the air. Despite early detection by Lieutenant Bert Schreiber, the public wasn't informed until 1994, when the Human Radiation Experiment Advisory Committee ordered it. For decades, the people of Guam have suffered cancers, thyroid disorders, and illnesses as a result, with no recognition or compensation. And as the One Big Beautiful Bill, a sweeping budget package including the expansion of the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act, or RECA, was passed earlier this month, Guam was left out. Robert Celestial, founder of the Pacific Association for Radiation Survivors, has fought for years to have Guam recognized as a downwinder. He says this exclusion is devastating.
First of all, I was thinking about the people of Guam, the heartbreak that they were going to feel, that we worked so hard with those folks in the States. And yes, it's an injustice because the people of Guam are no different from those in the States who are suffering from cancer and other diseases. We deserve this. It's astonishing to me that, they would do this, just blatantly exclude Guam. But, we just put that in pass. We'll move forward.
Senator Therese Terlahi, a long-standing advocate and leader for the cause, says the lack of reasoning for Guam's exclusion is unsettling given Guam's well-documented exposure.
Their exclusion of Guam as downwinders while they expanded to other regions just feels like an injustice on top of an injustice. So we're guessing what are their reasons for excluding Guam, and none of them seem very convincing, very fair, and they don't seem to have a high regard for the people of Guam.
But Celestial and Terlahi will not go quietly, getting creative as they work towards new paths forward. Currently, Celestial says PARS is in the process of drafting new legislation that will hopefully be considered and carried out by the National Defense Authorization Act.
Well, the fight goes on.
I have not given up. I know Mr. Celestial has not given up and will never give up. Justice is justice for a state, for a territory, for the people of Guam, just the same as the people of those other states.
So while Guam was left out of this chapter, advocates say the story is far from over. With new strategies, stronger alliances, and an island united, the push for recognition and reparation continues. Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.
All right, Nevaeh, thanks so much for that story. Let's take you down south now, as each year residents and descendants gather at the Tinta and Faha sites, where nearly 50 Chamorro men and women were massacred near the end of the Japanese occupation of Guam. It is a day where we honor lives lost and remember the resilience of the Malesu people who rose up after learning of the atrocities. And tonight, we hear from one resident from Malesu whose family's story is forever tied to history. Destiny Cruz-Langus has this report from the south.
Since she was 7, Malesu resident Jacqueline Hill has made the trek with her grandmother to the Tinta Cave, the same path her grandfather Ramon Garrido once walked during the Japanese occupation of Guam. He was among those considered to be the most influential in the southern village who were made to march there.
We still remember, we never forget, and I promised my grandma that I would go as long as I could, health-wise.
It's a promise Hale keeps to this day, joining many island residents in remembering and honoring the lives lost at the massacre site. On this solemn morning, she reflects on the history. About 30 people told they would be part of a work crew were marched to a cave in the Tinta area to rest for the night. Instead, Japanese soldiers threw hand grenades inside, killing many Chamorros before stabbing those who were still alive.
They called a lot of the Chamorros, and they thought they were going to go to work. And my grandma and the family didn't know that they were going to take them, to put them in the cave to kill them. And it was heartbreaking. I mean, they didn't properly say goodbye, or I'm sure my grandma was so hurt.
And while 14 people survived the tragedy at Tinta, in the Faha area where some of the strongest men were forced to march, no one made it out alive. Every year, Hale also takes this path to pay her respects. And amid remembering this heavy past, she holds close the resilience of the Chamorro people. Her uncle, Jose Tonko Regis, was among the brave men who led a rebellion, storming the Japanese headquarters at Atati after learning of the atrocities days later.
He was the one that saved the villagers from being all killed. He was one of those 7 heroes. Yeah, he was like the leader of that pack, that warned the village of Maritzo that you gotta, I guess, go to the mountains or hide or somewhere, because the Japanese were ready to kill all of them.
It is through remembering these stories that Hale hopes such atrocities never happen again. She carries a message of peace for the island and the world.
And I appreciate my grandfather for dying for us. I mean, sacrificing. I mean, he didn't even know himself that he was going to be killed. But I just want everyone not to forget what they went through, but just forgive and have peace with one another. And let it begin with me.
Destiny Cruz-Langus, KUAM News.
Well, in other news tonight, a massive military mobilization effort is underway across the Pacific, and Guam is front and center. Now, I'm sure many of you have been hearing the loud plane sounds over the past few days over the island, and according to Anderson Air Force Base's website, Resolute Force Pacific, REFOR PAC 2025 as it's affectionately known, is now in full swing as United States Pacific Air Forces, along with multinational and joint partners, have launched their most comprehensive contingency response exercise to date. The goal is to test the limits of readiness, sharpen warfighting skills, and prove the ability to rapidly disperse thousands of troops and equipment across the Indo-Pacific, even under times of stress. From Hawaii to Japan and right here on our island, the month-long training operation is putting air crews as well as command teams to the tests, loading munitions, conducting air-to-air refueling efforts, executing hot pit rapid refueling, and coordinating aircraft operations under simulated attacks. Colonel Dan Cooley, the 36th Wing Commander up at Anderson, says the activation of the 36th Task Force during REFORPAC showcases Guam's vital role in projecting U.S. air power. And General Kevin Schneider, the PACAF commander, says the exercise is more about tactics. It's about proving that U.S. forces can adapt quickly, operate in austere environments, and fight through disruption. With 350 aircraft and thousands of service members participating, REFORPAC is not just about training, it's about preparing for tomorrow's fight today. And Guam's push to boost tourism and strengthen ties just got a powerful boost in D.C. Congressman James Moylan is renewing efforts to include the Philippines in the Guam CNMI visa waiver program, and he's got backing from the island's tourism sector. By way of a formal communique to Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Moylan argues the Philippines meets security standards and, more importantly, represents a strategic and cultural ally in the Indo-Pacific. GVB President Regine Bisco Lee is all in, calling the move a potential game changer to revitalize tourism, remove barriers to travel, and open new doors for local business. Quoting Moylan, "Guam isn't just the tip of the spear. We are the first impression and gateway to America for many in our region." The push now, he says, to get federal agencies to formally explore the Philippines' inclusion and further unlock Guam's potential on the world stage. To policymaking, the 38th Guam legislature is making a bold move to redefine the island's visitor industry, centering culture, community, and authenticity at its core. A new resolution introduced by the Guam Experience Commission seeks to affirm the Guam Experience, as it's called, as the strategic framework for Guam's tourism future. At the heart of it are the Experience Guam, Experience Us initiative and the Living Legacy of Half a Day program, both of which aim to connect visitors in the island in meaningful ways while uplifting local voices. Speaker Frank Blas Jr. says the resolution sends a strong message of intent that Guam is aligning policy with its people's aspirations, promoting heritage, entrepreneurship, and inclusive economic growth. The measure encourages government and community partners to work hand in hand with GVB and village mayors to ensure a unified and authentic approach to tourism. As the speaker puts it, these efforts just aren't symbolic, they are structural investments in our island's cultural legacy and our future. It is time for a very quick break, everybody, so please stay tuned. We will continue right after this. You're watching KUAM.
Go on a journey to discover true health and wellness. At the Medical City, we bring you expert care, cutting-edge treatments, and personalized wellness programs. From wellness checkups to relaxation retreats, nurture your well-being in a place of healing. Explore the Philippines. Experience the Medical City.
Being stationed on Guam, there is much to do on the beautiful island. But before you pack, sanitize any household items and leave any organic materials behind to prevent the introduction of invasive species. If it's not native, it could be invasive. Leave invasives behind. New training location confirmed. The Mariana Islands. Before and after training, you will identify and sanitize your tactical gear to prevent the spread of invasive species. If it's not native, it could be invasive. Leave invasives behind.
Summer's here, Guam. Get ready for sun-soaked days with Kmart. From beach gear to backyard barbecue essentials, Kmart has it all at prices that keep your wallet cool. Stock up on snacks and fun kids activities to keep them entertained. Kmart is Guam's one-stop shop for summer fun. Plus, military and frontline workers save more with our exclusive discounts every day. Shop now for your summer essentials at Kmart, the 24-hour superstore. Summer vibes, Kmart style.
Now, for a limited time, get our largest pizza at our lowest price. Just $9.99 for our classic New York-style pizza. It's 30% larger than our large, and at only $9.99 for carryout. Don't wait. Order now at your Island Pizza Hut.
Anything's possible.
College is possible. Retirement is possible. Adventure is possible. And so is saving for it all with our Bank Ohana Savings Special. Earn an interest rate of 3.55% for the first 90 days when you deposit $25,000 from another bank into a Bank Ohana Bonus Rate Savings Plus account. Requires a Bank Ohana checking account with an opening deposit of $500. So make your savings goals possible.
Anything's possible.
Reach your possible with Bank of Hawaii.
Welcome back to Primetime, everybody. I'm Jason Salas. A crowd of hopeful early campers gathered outside the Department of Parks and Recreation's office in Paseo today. Since early this morning, more than 24 full hours before officials are to issue the first-come, first-served permits for the 81st Liberation Day parade route. Natsuki Hirayama was there and has this story.
Charlie St. Nicholas of Barrigada is first in line Tuesday morning for a chance to grab a spot along the 81st Liberation Day parade route. He's been outside the Department of Parks and Recreation in Paseo since 3 a.m.
The other guy last year came out at 8 a.m., so try to beat him.
Parks and Rec won't be issuing the first-come, first-served permits until 8 a.m. Wednesday, but over a dozen already hunkering down with canopies, chairs, and fans by early Tuesday morning. St. Nicholas is prepared to camp out for nearly 30 hours, all for his family.
I got some guys flying in, cousins, and they're coming in to join us, so got my wife and kids out there too, so trying to get a nice, good spot for everybody.
And he's making some new friends while he's at it.
I just like the togetherness, you know, like even here, like just hanging out with the guys, man, made some friends, you know, just, yeah, met a lot of people out here, so I like that, you know, the old school, hanging out, barbecuing, getting to know everybody.
It's become a tradition for Dededo resident Thomas Farron and his family, who's been there since 6:30 in the morning.
My brother-in-law got interviewed. He was like the first person to get the spot. Just a chance for the family to really get together and remember who was in the war and what stories they have, if they have any.
For many, Liberation is a day of remembrance to honor all who gave their lives during World War II and those who survived. Each carry the stories of their families, like Dededo resident Leroy Quintanilla.
The stories of what our parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles have gone through, that's really bad. War is nothing, right, you know? So being liberated, yes. Freedom, yes, you know? And we thanks to all the soldiers and everybody that gave their lives, limbs, you know, and mental spaces, giving it up for us.
But some just learning that lines won't officially open until 5 in the afternoon due to lawn maintenance causing confusion.
We came out here and then they said, you guys are going to have to move because they're going to cut the grass and then no lining up for the permits until 5. And we're like, okay, so what about the people that are already here? So Park Police had already agreed that, you know, the people that are here will be, you know, they'll be courteous enough, you know. So we're like, yeah, we just want to keep the respect and the thing happy.
Still, these early campers are determined to secure their spot along this year's parade route, and they're not letting anything put a damper on their family tradition. Matsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
And with our community's 81st Liberation Day celebration literally right around the corner next Monday, the Guam Museum is hosting an exhibit of immeasurable importance to our history and community. So We Leapt is a project of incredible emotion and immeasurable importance to our island family.
Honoring the sacrifices, the strength, and the resilience of what our people endured during World War II, a moving exhibit is available downtown at the Guam Museum, sharing much more than history. It conveys character, and it's for everyone to experience.
We hope everybody will come down. We have this amazing exhibit. Johnny has a passion project called Hasu, where he goes around the country in Guam and Hawaii and gets World War II survivors and liberators to sign the Guam flag. I connected with him pretty much in the middle of his first flag, that we've been together ever since, and we've started a second flag. We've had 2 books. The second book will be is here now, and we're starting a 3rd flag. The exhibit's really special because in addition to the portraits of the Chamorros that signed the Guam flag, we have photos from Guam from 1944 to 1945 by our former U.S. Army photographer Frank Bookman.
The project, by Pulitzer Prize-winning photographer Manny Crisostomo, Judge Johnny Gogo, and veteran journalist Rod Perez, has 2 components. It tells the post-liberation story of our community through incredible imagery and a special connection to our island's flag.
We're going to do the work to find out who these people are. So hopefully, you know, your viewers will come down let us know if this is their grandma or their auntie and whatever, and bring back memories.
It inspires, it's magical, it's historical, and it's emotional. And not just a creative endeavor, it's an ongoing tribute to our ancestors, and our input is key.
That's why we've, again, come back to help celebrate during Liberation. This exhibit here will run through the end of July, first few days of August. So we want all of the community to come down to take a look at the beautiful photos and again, see if they recognize anybody and let us know so we can help spread the word.
And if you're a World War II tomorrow survivor, we have started a third flag. We filled up 2 flags.
And we're going to go around the island to track down as many of the survivors as we can.
We're in flag 3, Judge. We could do flag 4, 5. We're not going to stop until we find everybody and have them sign.
Well, Colin Guamanians near and far, we want to hear from you. As we all prepare to celebrate our 81st Liberation Day on next Monday, KUAM is inviting Guamanians worldwide to send in your Liberation shoutouts. So whether you're on island or thousands of miles away, this is your chance to show your love for your home. You want to snap a quick video shot horizontally or jot down your message and direct message us on social media or at KUAM News on any platform, or email us at promotions@kuam.com. Let's honor our legacy together and make this year's celebration louder, prouder, and more united than ever. And as we continue to say, Viva Liberation.
Now for a look at your world at home.
Here's a look at the community garden up here in Harmon from our friends at...
Now for a look at your world at home.
Here's a look at the community garden up here in Harmon from our friends at...
Half a day. I'm Kara, your virtual banker.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Win one championship, you're celebrated. Win twice, they call you a hero. 3 times, they say words like legend and dynasty. 4, 5, 6 titles, they'll say enough is enough. But when you've won it all 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. Introducing the full lineup of Ram trucks. Ram, 7-time winner of Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
First and most importantly, half a day. Welcome to Guam.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here.
The universe of grappling events is massive in popularity and participation. Guam was represented in the most recent Olympics by wrestling sisters Mia and Kayla Aquino and Maria Escaño in judo, just like former flag bearers Rick Bloss Jr. and Jeff Cobb decades before. And now Jeff's the first Guamanian in the WWE. Locally, jiu-jitsu is a huge community with talent in all age ranges with incredible success. So to maintain our momentum and get even better, grapplers from all disciplines united in a workshop by 2-time Olympic medalist and 4-time world champion Yui Sasaki. She shares a philosophy that's simple, universal, and positive.
Like practice a lot, spend all the time for wrestling, and love myself.
It's a golden opportunity for athletes with invaluable payback.
We look for kids that are willing to learn, really, and kids that really want to push through with the sport of wrestling and really want to make it out and just get better, really.
Enthusiastic and just want to come out to Guam and, share her knowledge with everybody and the youth. I think it's great. Yeah. So we jumped on the opportunity and made whatever we had to do to make it happen. Yeah.
The workshop was for adults and youth, with athletes as young as 4 hitting the mat. And for FaceTime with fans, Yui also held a meet and greet at the mall. So while there's something to be said about natural ability and technique, she says the key to unlocking confidence is to put in work.
Practice a lot and have fun. enjoy wrestling.
It's a pleasure to have someone like her here training at the kids here on Guam.
And I'm not sure if this youngster was truly aware of the caliber of his training opponent, so someone tag his family in this video. So in a couple years as he progresses, he'll remember that he once rolled with the very best in the world.
Us investing and having these opportunities for the youth, and man, it just ensures that, you know, the sport will get better, stronger.
And for those managing the pace for grappling sports, they also preach the greater self-discipline of being a high performer.
The level of jiu-jitsu, the level of grappling, the level of wrestling nowadays, like there's so much knowledge and so much of them, the athletes are at that level. So the only thing that separates them from now is like one, conditioning, and then two, taking care of your body so that they can get to that extra level, right? So man, it's pretty much like the deal breaker, you know, nowadays. Like you want to be at that level, you have to do that extra, you know, whether it be nutrition, whether it be conditioning, whether it be lifting, you know, weights in the gym. That's all being part of that next level athlete.
So we've already secured the victory, learning from Yui's wisdom and leveling up the community.
I love Guam. Okay, 1, 2.
Bye. I wish they could move back home.
Should we build on a honeymoon?
Yes. Yes!
First Hawaiian Bank knows that family comes first. That's why our bankers work with you to make your what-ifs a reality. Personalized service and digital tools, all under one roof when you bank on the best. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order?
Yeah. What's a snack wrap?
Boom. Back when we wore velour from the top of the head to the tip of the toe, the snack wrap was no joke. Takes me back. What you know about that juicy chicken? That shredded cheese. Come close. Ranch. I did everything to bring it back, nephew. Talk to me.
Educate. Get him. Okay, yeah, say less, Aunt. Let me do the snack wrap.
Yeah, let him do the snack wrap.
Can I get both, please?
Double him up.
Sometimes parenting can be hard. What should I be doing? The Guam Early Learning Council includes partners who can provide you with early childhood services and supports. We are here to assist. For resources and information, simply call 311 Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., excluding holidays. Early connection can change everything.
Giving Every Tuesday is brought to you by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, One Love.
They may be young, but they're already leading with heart. This week's Giving Every Tuesday highlights the governor's Summer Youth Employment Program interns who are launching a back-to-school donation drive to help support Guam's youth in need. From notebooks and pens to socks, toiletries, and first aid kits, these teens are calling on the community to come together and donate essential items to help students start the school year with confidence. It's an island-wide effort that's all about giving back and giving hope. The drive will benefit long-standing nonprofits like Sanctuary Incorporated of Guam, Harvest House, and the Department of Affairs, organizations that continue to serve some of the island's most vulnerable youth. Donations will be accepted from July 16th through July 18th at any government agency or the Guam State Clearinghouse in Adelut. Interns have also been encouraged to organize drop-offs within their own agencies. It's more than just supplies. It's about showing every child that they matter, that they're seen, supported, and never alone. This is the spirit of service. This is the power of youth. With this week's Giving Every Tuesday, Jonagan Charfris, KUAM News.
Giving Every Tuesday is brought to you by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, One Love.
Two words. That's all you got to know. Biba Liberation, 6 days away. We are really, really excited and so honored to be able to celebrate Guam's 81st Liberation Day. That's next Monday. You know what's also got 2 words? News bites. Kind of. And also, all 3 of our news bites for you tonight. All 3 words. Check it out. First, the Fit Expo, the Guam Fit Expo, actually. It's going to be over at the Leo Palace I was there last year. It was at UOG. It was amazing. And Leo Palace is a wonderful event for this. So come on and check it out. There's going to be a muscle showdown. There's going to be a 5K in the morning. There's so much to do if you want to get fit, if you are a vendor, if you're a practitioner, if you're a competitor. This is the big one, right? All of Guam's fitness, healthcare experts, wellness, they're all going to be there. I'm super, super excited to cover that. All right, 2 words again, story time. So make sure to check out story time because this year's story time is specifically about liberation. It all comes back to liberation, right? You can make sure to check it out. You do have to register. So either scan the QR code or hit that bit.ly URL over there and you can see amazing stories and read aloud opportunities for story time. Also, 2 words, as I was saying, Ice Rink. It continues, and it continues until the first week of August. So if you haven't been down to the Tumon Sands Plaza, make sure to check it out and make sure to bring $6, right? 6 singles or a 5 and a 1 or 2, 3 $2 bills if you have those kind of things. I've never had a $2 bill. But that will get you a half hour. Super, super fun for the entire family. And make sure you tell them KUM sent you because you are helping Junior Achievement and our friends at the Breaking Wave Theater Company. All right, birthdays time. From story time to birthday time. See how that works?
Hey everybody, on this Tuesday, we all want to wish all 170,000 plus of us on the island, we are wishing happy birthday to Leilani Pareto. Happy blessed birthday, baby girl, your family says, from Vincent and your family in Jotnya. Very nice. And Jotnya rules, as we all know. Dr. Larry Lazama, hey Doc, happy birthday to you. Your familia is sending you all of their love and thank you, Doc, for what you do for our island community. Happy birthday number 22 to Juan Jose Ugge, aka JJ. May our dear Lord bless you abundantly, your family says. Your family, Nina Din, Nino, Nana, Isaiah and Nathan, and the Valino and Uggan clans are wishing you the very, very best, and they're praying for you. And Cindy Terlahi Rabagu, happy birthday wishes to this little bonita. Hey, I know Cindy's family. They're really, really good people, and I bet you they're going to throw a really good birthday party. So lots of love coming from your beloved family. So, Leilani, Doc, Juan, and Cindy, today's about you, and we hope you all have a wonderful day. Want to wish your special someone a happy birthday? Just click the QR code here on your screen or email birthdayclub@kuam.com.
That's your news, everybody. Let's all show each other love and show each other respect. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow night. Be safe.
Health, Home, and Lifestyle is brought to you by the Medical City, your trusted partner in health.
Hafa day, everybody. I'm Jason Salas, and welcome to Health, Home, and Lifestyle, where we show you how to live a happy and healthy island life. People, places, events, pro tips, amazing stuff. And you know, July normally means that summer is reaching the halfway point, and that also means that we've got the 4th of July and, of course, Liberation Day for us on Guam. And we're coming to you now from the Micronesia Mall, the parking facility, where over here in Harmon, we've got that 90-foot crane that's showing Old Glory and the Great Seal of Guam. An amazing, amazing, and really, really inspiring thing to see and to really feel as you head through the northern part of the island. So we hope you enjoyed this week's episode.
House to Home, presented by Remax Diamond Realty.
Hafa day, everybody, and mabuhay, because we are welcoming to our show today a very good friend of ours joining us from Makati City in the Philippines, Eddie Santos. He is, I tell you what, man, I just interviewed a world champion the other day in wrestling, and we have someone who is truly, truly world-class in being able to sell and move properties in multiple markets and everything. Eddie is an expert throughout Asia. He's in the PI right now where it all happens and everything. So Eddie, your insight on how to navigate property transactions is very, very welcome to our show. So we're very happy to have you.
Hi, good morning, guys. And mabuhay from Manila. Early morning here in Manila, but we're happy to be on the show. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Okay, so let me ask, who do you deal with more between Liz and Gina, and who have you known the longest?
Oh, both of them. I've known them almost the same time. And you know, the very first time we met, we all clicked together. It was just like solid gel, and you know, we had the same vibe, the same vision, and the same objectives. So we could not have gotten a better partner in the persons of Liz and Gina.
Oh, very good. Very nice answer. Very safe answer too, right, Gina?
Well, you know, I'll tell you, I had one of our agents contact me the other day, and he was looking for somebody in Manila. So I said, yeah, you know what, I'll refer you, in Makati specifically. So I said, I'll refer you to Eddie. And I said, you know, he's world class. And he looked him up. He looked Eddie up online, and he gets back to me and he says, hey, how does he do it? I said, well, I'll tell you, number one, he's faithful to God. And number two, he's hardworking and honest. And with that formula, you cannot help but be successful.
That's right. And we wanted to have Eddie online because we do get a lot of people who want referrals in Manila for either buying or selling. And the process in Manila is different than the process we have here. There are some similarities, but they do things a bit different. So since we handle many of those cases, to Remax. By the way, Eddie is our partner with the Remax franchise sales in Manila, but he's also a famous broker there. And so I wanted him to provide insight for our community that if you're buying, selling, or renting, what's the process and what's the difference between how we conduct business on Guam and how it's done in Manila.
Yeah, so Eddie, overall, what are the major things you need to know? Because of course, like, because we have such a strong Filipino community on Guam, is we're well aware that, PI in all industries and everything like that exploded maybe over the last like 15 years, with commercial properties, making it into a truly, first-rate metropolitan area. And I'm sure as a realtor and everything like that, that required you to really take your game and operate at a much different pace.
Yes, yes. Despite the modernness of Manila, all the skyscrapers, all the rapid development, all the name brands from Europe and the US are now in Manila. Despite all these, unfortunately, the brokerage industry is not as sophisticated as we would want it to be. First and foremost, there's still a lot of unlicensed and rogue agents who are practicing without license. And we have to be wary of that one because, one of the most important investments you would make in your lifetime is buying real estate property. So you have to hold the hand of a real estate agent who, in my own opinion, doubles as financial advisor because we give them advice on the good properties to buy, what would achieve rental yields, and so forth and so on. But buying and selling properties is not easy. It's not as easy as you think it would be. The broker or the agent here in Manila acts as the agent. They show the properties. They do the due diligence. They do the title search, everything from scratch to finish. They do the closing. Sometimes, we're very well versed in doing contracts, even more well versed than lawyers. So we carry many different hats. Unlike in the US, we have the MLS system. Here in the Philippines, unfortunately, like the wild, wild west. Well, that being said, you have to deal with really professional and brokers or agents with a vast number of listings. And from there, it's a big market out there. And, we take care of the job from scratch to finish.
Now, that's interesting, Eddie, because, what Liz and Gina have really educated our community on the island here about is there is a very noticeable delegation of duty and specific roles. And, Liz and Gina say all the time, if you need legal advice about a property transaction, we'll pass you off to a lawyer. If you want survey expertise, we just interviewed a surveyor last week or an appraiser or something like that. So whereas in the PI, it might be, okay, well,
we do everything.
Yeah, but at the same time, that's one-stop shopping, and you are pretty much an expert in multiple disciplines.
Oh yeah, and sometimes we also act as psychologists. Between husband
well, that's Gina's job. So Gina is not only agent and realtor.
I can't provide that job anymore. I'm already a little cuckoo. But I want to bring up something that Eddie helped me with. I had a seller on Guam who needed to move some property in the Philippines. I reached out to Eddie, and Eddie asked me an interesting question. He said, "Where's the title?" So I reached out to the seller and I said, they need the original copy of the title. And my people did not have that. They didn't know where it was. I always assume that if you need your title, you could just go to the land registration division of your local government and pull a copy of your title. Apparently, it is not like that there. And so Eddie said, Gina, if they don't have an original stamped copy of that title, it has to be reproduced. Eddie, do you remember that scenario?
Yeah, very much.
If you could go
title
over
here
that
acts
again.
like a manager's check. The title here acts like a manager's check. You have to have a physical title in order to negotiate it.
And it has to be an original stamped copy?
Original title, yes. Original duplicates. They call it an original duplicates copy because the original title is in the Reg of Deeds. So what you have is an original duplicate copy, which is almost like a identical copy of the title. So we need that one in
And
any
if you don't
transaction that we go
have
through.
it, how do you go about getting another copy?
Yes, if you don't have it, you will have to petition a new title. So it's not as easy as you think that you would be able to petition a title. You will have to go to the court proceedings. You file affidavits. There's a court hearing, and then once a judge is convinced that the title has been lost, he will petition a new title. So the earliest you could sell that property is 6 months, at the latest 1 year. So it takes 6 months to 1 year to petition a brand new title. That's why, when you have a title, it's very important you really keep it because it's like a manager's check.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Superspeed your life with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet. Get symmetrical upload and download speeds up to 5 gigs. Get started with Fiber 500 at $145 a month, Fiber 1 gig at $215 a month, or Fiber 5 gig at $299 a month. Plus, get 2 SuperPod 6Es with any plan, and a free EcoFlow River 3 and bonus welcome kit with 1 gig and 5 gig plans. Experience tomorrow's islands today with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet.
So there's no real negotiation, no real bidding, no real like barter and everything like that. So how much cash does a buyer have on hand at this moment?
Well, you can't do financing is the thing.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
on leases, you pay up front, I think 12 months, right, Eddie?
That's an interesting business scenario.
Yeah, rentals here in the area I'm dealing in Dasmariñas Village in Makati and Forbes Park, 1 year advance or no deal. It's non-negotiable, the 1 year advance in rent. And then on the side of purchasing, unfortunately, foreigners cannot take out a loan here in the Philippines. So what we would advise, if they have assets in Guam, they could mortgage that one or refinance it, and then use the cash to buy a property in Manila.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the workaround there.
How about when you're managing these transactions, Eddie, and about like arranging for for infrastructure if infrastructure doesn't exist? Because Liz always talks about out here if you want to get a piece of property, and aside from the land, you have to have the power, the water, the sewer, possibly the internet and everything. How much of that do you have like a direct hand in?
Oh, the good thing about buying in the financial district of Makati and BGC, infrastructure you have no problem because these are owned by very big business owners like the Zobels, the Ayalas, the Pelinans. So you don't have any problem with that one. Same with the provinces, of course, it's a little bit of a challenge. That's why when we take clients out to the provinces, we make sure that all the utilities are in order. And when I show property, it is a property where I would want to stay in also. So we refrain from secondary or tertiary developers who have no track record. We try to close with the usual, the Ayalas, the Mega Worlds, the Federal Land, Rockwell. Rockwell recently has been a very good developer. So I would stick to the top developers and, not really gamble on the secondary or tertiary developers.
Good advice. Okay, Liz, final questions?
No, the other thing is Eddie brought up loans, and many of the transactions in the Philippines are actually cash, right, Eddie? Most of the transactions are held with cash, and very small, maybe a developer that's building a complex may link a potential buyer there with a bank. But for the people coming out of Guam and the States, that's not readily available. But it's kind of interesting that they deal with a lot of cash.
Yeah. With pre-selling, if you buy through developers like Ayala Land, Megaworld, They've been more accommodating, so sometimes it's 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years to pay. So those are good deals because it's like a piggy bank. As a property goes up, you slowly, fulfill your monthly amortization. So by the time it's finished, you would have fully paid. So those are good deals: 3 years, 4 years, 5 years to pay, and then there's a balloon payment at the end.
Okay, and then finally, because Gina will always make note of the fact that the local government here and the processes that we have in place, tend to stretch these transactions out maybe a little bit longer than they should. It sounds like, Eddie, like because a lot of it is cash on hand and everything, that transactions can actually go by fairly quickly. So like it's a very, very active market, right?
Oh yeah. I just did the deal last week with another fellow Remax agent. Her name's Stephanie Ko from Remax 8. On a Monday, the client saw it. On Friday, she fully paid for the property.
Wow.
After 1 week, we delivered the title. So
Gina, have you ever matched that?
But it's not always like that.
It happens here, but it only can happen if you're dealing in cash. And keep in mind, Jason, we could do whatever our customers want us to do if the money is ready. Everything is possible.
Cash rules everything around me, a very famous musician once said.
A fair warning definition. When we mean cash, it's not cold cash. It will mean the cash that was deposited in the bank, and then they will issue a manager's check. The reason is if it's cold cash, it's money laundering. But if we deposit in the bank and then the bank issues the manager's check, it is now cleared funds. So I'd like to make the distinction. Although the cold cash, we don't receive cold cash. It has to go to the bank, deposit in the bank, and then the bank issues a cashier's check for the full amount.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if I was walking around with $600,000 in my pocket. I'd be kind of nervous.
We're compliant with AMLA.
Situation, so he's making
but that applies to Guam as well. No money laundering, and the bank does check when you do deposit large sums of money. They want to know where it came from.
Actually, it's quite interesting. I get the list of the properties being sold every now and then, and it's newfound wealth. I'd like to think it's not stolen money or drugs or whatever. You would see. I ask, what is this guy doing? Oh, he opened up a bake shop and it's successful. He has 15 stores right now. And then another person, he made money in the buy and sell business. And then another one, he made money when he sold the garments factory that his parents have. It's very interesting to know where their funds come from. And so I always ask, sometimes it's inappropriate. I hope you don't mind, but how did you make your fortune? So it's an interesting conversation every time I start up that kind of a conversation.
Well, I'm sure you could tell a million stories, and we'd love to have you back on the show where you can share some more of them with us, because that is really, really fascinating. I know opportunity abounds from our kababayans in the Philippines.
Yes.
Okay, Eddie, thank you so much. Gina, I know you got another meeting you got to run to. So opportunity abounds here too, and Gina's got another Zoom.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks guys. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Have a great day.
I'll see you guys soon.
House to Home, presented by Remax Diamond Realty.
This crispy chicken is from a taco place. This crispy chicken is from a taco place? Hey, this crispy chicken's from Taco Bell? The taco place? This chicken is so perfectly crispy with tortilla chip coating. It's from a taco place. What? It comes in a burrito, too?
From your taco place, it's also a chicken place that's also a taco place.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Guam's beauty is only surpassed by its hospitality. Please help protect it by not bringing any items that can have a harmful impact on the island. Remember, if it's not native, it could be invasive. Leave invasives behind.
New training location confirmed. The Mariana Islands. Before and after training, you will identify and sanitize your tactical gear to prevent the spread of invasive species. If it's not native, it could be invasive. Leave invasives behind.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo's Select Care.
Half a day, I'm Claire Calvo bringing you your weekly renewal. July is Cord Blood Awareness Month, which aims to raise awareness around the importance of saving valuable cord blood and cellular tissue. I did not even realize that there was a month dedicated to this incredibly helpful and important service. National Cord Blood Awareness Month was established in 1988 with the very first successful cord blood transplant. Umbilical cord blood is rich in stem cells, and stem cells are valuable because they help treat many life-threatening illnesses. For most people, making stem cells is not a problem. Unfortunately, some people don't make enough healthy stem cells due to severe medical condition or disease. Cord blood transplants are particularly effective for treating leukemia, lymphoma, sickle cell anemia, immune disorders, and over 80 other life-threatening illnesses. So, what exactly is cord blood? Well, cord blood is the blood left in a baby's umbilical cord and placenta after birth. These cells can essentially regenerate blood and the overall immune system. The cord blood is collected immediately after childbirth. Any expectant mom can choose to donate their baby's cord blood to a public bank in their hospital if it is partnered with one. Hospitals can collect a cord blood unit from the umbilical cord after birth and ship it to a cord blood bank. A cord blood bank processes, cryopreserves, and stores the cord blood unit. If it's a match for a patient, the cord blood bank ships the cord blood unit to the transplant center for the patient, and there are no storage fees for public blood banks. 13 years ago, when my son was born, I had his cord blood and cellular tissue collected by Cord Blood Registry of Cooper Surgical, which is the nation's largest family cord blood bank, located in Tucson, Arizona. I remember feeling so nervous about the collection and constantly reminding the nurses, my family, and the doctor to please make sure they remembered to collect and save the umbilical cord and cell tissue, and to place it in the package that I was provided by the company, and immediately contact the courier. I was so focused and adamant on making sure everything went as planned that I feel that distraction took away from the physical discomfort and overall pain of childbirth. Although there were no known family risks or history which necessitated stem cell storage, I was aware that it could be used to treat a variety of diseases aside from the ones previously mentioned. There are other blood disorders as well as immune deficiencies and metabolic diseases, regardless of family history, that can occur without warning. And the storage offered a potential treatment option. Cord blood stem cells are being explored further for various conditions, including autism spectrum disorders, cerebral palsy, diabetes, and autoimmune disorders. This ongoing research could lead to new therapies in the future. Considering the collection of cord blood does not harm the mother nor the baby, and there are no risks and only benefits, the choice was easy for me. Many parents are unaware of these potentially life-saving options. Awareness efforts can lead to more donations and saved lives. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next time on your weekly renewal.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo's Select Care.
Win one championship, you're celebrated. Win twice, they call you a hero. 3 times, they say words like legend and dynasty. 4, 5, 6 titles, they'll say enough is enough. But when you've won it all 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. Introducing the full lineup of Ram trucks. Ram, 7-time winner of Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
The Ultimate R&B Brunch Soiree is coming to Capitol Kitchen on Saturday, July 26th, beginning at 11 a.m. KUAM Communications, Island Beverage Distributors, and Docomo Pacific present Rhythm and Brunch with an all-you-can-eat brunch buffet, bottomless cocktails, and your favorite R&B jams and anthems. DJ Oz is bringing the beats for your ultimate day party experience. Grab your crew, throw on your freakum dress or killer brunch fit, and bring the vibe. No kids, no scrubs, and no drama. Seats are limited, so secure your tickets and reservations now before they're all gone.
Love Island drama, true crime binge with Dateline, John Cena on WWE, even movies like Wicked. Let us speak loud, let us speak grateful. Or How to Train Your Dragon. All great reasons to stream on Peacock. But did you know, if you have Peacock Premium Plus, you can also stream KUAM TV8 24/7. And with the mobile app, you can watch it anytime, anywhere. Just look for the channel icon on the bottom left and find KUAM in the drop-down. While you're there, find channels dedicated to pretty much every type of programming. Peacock Premium is game-changing. And while you're on the app, check out the games they have. Word puzzles, brain teasers, even a game to make your Love Island predictions, and it's all right in the palm of your hand. Watch now on peacocktv.com/local or upgrade your plan today.
We first met Dominic Darnell when a dream pool brought joy to his backyard, thanks to Treadway Pools. And today, joy came from the pages of a book.
Hello, Dominic. You are one lucky boy today. Do you know why?
The 11-year-old cancer fighter received Case Cart's 500,000th book. Executive Director Krista Lehman says it marks a huge milestone for the nonprofit that's been delivering comfort to hospital patients through stories for 17 years.
500,000, it's kind of one of those numbers you can't fathom, and how do you demonstrate that? And so to just look at the last 17 years and the stories we hear.
Dominic's story is now part of that legacy, and he knows how much it means.
Well, I'm glad they were able to choose me, and I'm glad I could be in the company and in history of that. So I'm happy to get all these gifts.
Case Cart gives out more than 4,000 books each month at hospitals all over Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, including to young oncology patients who return for long-term care.
The oncology patients are some of, they're getting multiple books because they're in this for the long haul. And so to be able to provide a series of books, or for them to say, oh, I wish you had this book, and then the next time they come, it's on the card.